we've taken some time to, talk about other decks, and as we all know, Michuru has lost to the Dragon Tree. We did the Dragon Tree video, but Michuru ordered some magazines. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Zipfor here. Today we are back to talk about Drajeweled, and we pray that Michuru is safe and sound. This video has been pre-recorded a long time ago. Please don't be infected by the masks. Today we are here to talk about Drajeweled, but it's not actually me. It is, the best Drajeweled player we know. It is JK Sommer.
Hello.
So we are going to talk about Drajeweled. The deck has not changed much, except they actually got a new PR. It is Flower of the Ruined Castle and Pulsar, which is really good because you printed a CB-free multi-attacker, and basically Drajeweled is now a full OTK deck. I've stated before that Drajeweled can be a control deck that swaps into an OTK deck. People have now played into fully OTK decks or fully control decks, especially because they didn't only just get Impulsar, they also got this bastard Pocket Blade Master. But you know what? We've decided to play both strategies together to still keep the roots of Drajeweled as being a control and an OTK deck. So let's get right to it. This is the right deck. It's still the same.
Correct. Yes. So of course you have your standard grade 0. This is Joel's Draco Kid, I believe. Yep. So this is just a grade 0. If you go second, draw 1. Same.
Jeweled Call.
Whoa, broken card. So when this is the grade 2 is placed on top of your Jeweled Call Dragon, you call this out, and then when this card attacks or boosts, it gets plus 5k, and after that it goes back to the soul.
Yep.
So it's just a good attacker, good early pressure.
Yep.
Then you have your grade 2. Drajeweled, I don't know how to pronounce it. Drajeweled, yeah. So just very simple, Vanguard, Rearguard Circle. When this card attacks hits, Soul Charge 1. Then when your Drajeweled grade 3 rides on top of it, you can Soul Charge 1. Then you have 3 or more different grades, which you definitely would have. 0, 1, and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just draw a card.
He needs you to hit.
Yeah, for the Soul Charge.
He needs you to hit.
Yeah. But on right, just on right. Yeah.
Yeah, Jewel needs you to hit.
Then finally, we have your best boy! Woo! Drajeweled. So this is the Dbt09 version. So this one, first skill is that you can counterblast 1, soul charge 2 cards, and then if there are 2 different grades, you may draw a card. Very simple. Second ability is the iconic, or like signature move.
Skill.
Yeah, signature skill for Drajeweled is that you can soul blast 4 different grades, and then your opponent goes to 1, and then if they are on grade 3 or greater,
get plus 1 critical.
Correct. So just pressure. So it's a very, very nice little mini dust indie.
Yep. And that's how that works.
Yep.
For grade 3s, we play 4 copies of Drajeweled and 1 in the right deck. We also play 2 copies of Ristal Gala, and then we play 2 copies of Vorpal Scythe.
Yep.
Drajeweled, basically, because we are playing because of Persona Right, is just a great mechanic to use.
Correct.
Then we also play 2 copies of Ristal Gala and 2 copies of Vorpal Scythe.
Yeah, so Ristal Gala skill is very simple. It just, when this card attacks, if you have soul blasted 4 different cards
Of different grade?
of different grades this turn, this turn, yeah. So basically, if you use Drajeweled skill,
If you use Drajeweled,
yeah, then what you can do is that you can then put a card from your hand into the soul,
yes.
and then draw a card, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and then retire it. Just a quick amendment, you have to attack your opponent's vanguard. Yeah, so this used to be a 4th in my old builds. I think we'll go back to one of Amir's videos on it.
Yep.
We used to play 4.
The link is in the description for that one.
Yep, but we really bump it down because nowadays you don't really need to use it as much.
And you have better cards to play.
Yeah, so this card basically is like you play 1 copy of it on your first. If you go first, it's like your other column.
Yeah.
Besides your Empusa.
Or your Rock Girl.
Or your Rock Girl.
But you wouldn't call Rock Girl.
Yeah, so it's Empusa and this, and then after that it's useless for the rest of the game.
Yeah. But Ristal Gala is still a great budget option and a rare rarity. So like if you can't afford any other cards in Drajeweled, this is one of the priority cards you should be picking up no matter what.
Still good. Still really
good. It's still really good.
Just not needed as much.
Yes.
And then of course now you have the promo, Vorpal Scythe.
Vorpal Scythe skill is Soul Blast 2, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Wow,
simple.
Fafnir support. And when your attack hits, you Soul Charge 2. So basically it pays itself as long as it hits, and you can just trade off your soul into retiring. Which is nice for Drajeweled because you can take effort of some of the control aspects. It's not as impactful as in Fafnir where you really need the actual killing.
Yep.
But other than that, it is nice to have a more main phase retire rather than the rest, and it's the easiest main phase retire in the deck.
In case.
Because Clean Sweep needs a Persona right and Restore Gala needs to actually.
This is just in
attack
case you play against Stoichia and they had that really funny haha grade 1.
Yeah, then you just kill it.
Yeah,
because that grade 1 gives your Vanguard resist, which means Drajeweled will not trigger.
Correct.
Right. Moving on to our grade 2s,
Grade
we
2s.
play 1 copy of Jewel for the right deck. We play 4 copies of Flower of the Ruined Castle and Pulsar. We play 4 copies of the world famous Rock Agur and 2 copies of Clean Sweep.
Clean Sweep. Okay, let's go in order. So let's go with the new stuff. So actually no, let's go with old stuff first. Rock Agur.
And Jewel is for the right deck.
Yeah. So Rock Agur, wow, your best card in deck. Okay, but simple is that if your opponent's grade 3 or greater, if you have 4 or more different grades in your soul, plus 10k when it attacks at the end of turn, so it's a 20k beater, then when your Vanguard soul blasts 4 or more cards from its soul due to its ability,
Come last one standing.
yeah, so it's just resender. It's
Oh,
how
okay.
you got 5 attacks in Drajeweled.
We can go through this really quickly. Clean Sweep, we've already covered in our,
Dragon Tree.
our Dragon Tree video. Do check it out. His skill is very simple. If you Persona Road this turn, Card Blast 1, choose 3 cards from any fighter's fields and move them into their owner's souls. This unit gains 5,000 power for each. So you can use it on either fields, but frankly, why would you retire your own rearguards? Question mark. This is a Pocket Blade Master. If you Persona right, you nuke out your entire field of your opponents, and then you straight up just get a plus 15 beater, which is insane. Remember what Drajeweled does.
The only reason you may actually put your own card into soul is that if you're missing a grade,
Yeah, if you're missing a grade, this is the great fixer, but like
it's just a backup plan.
it's a small interaction.
Yeah,
So
just backup plan.
just keep in mind that it can do that. It is contingent on Persona right, so you keep in mind that that's the only reason why he's at 2. Last but not least, we have his new magazine cards. It is Emposa.
Yep, and Posa's skill is that front row rearguard circle when you soul blast 4 or more cards at the same time, Drajeweled, and if your unit did not stand by your card's ability this turn, you may stand the unit for free, no counter blast.
For free.
Nothing. And then if you stand at the end of the turn, you can retire this unit, then you can choose a grade 2 or greater unit card from your soul and put it back to your hand.
So you can loop Emposas, you can loop your Rocker Girls, you can loop your Clean Sweeps, basically anything.
You can loop your Persona, right?
You can loop Persona right. But this also works with Rocker in the sense that if you did not withstand a unit yet, which means you have to trigger Emposa first, then you trigger Rocker.
Yep, so you can still get 5 attacks.
So you still get 5 attacks, but you must actually do it correctly. If not, you can't use the skill.
Yep. Good value engine.
Good
Just,
value.
and
just quick up.
multi-attack.
Just pay your 6,000 yens. Okay, our grade 1s, we play 4 perfect guards, including 1 copy of Sanctitude, 4 copies of Falkate, another world famous Dark State staple, 3 copies of our regular Brainwash, 2 copies of Power Gem, and our Jewel Core for the right deck.
Yep.
So as you can tell, it's still relatively simple as a deck. It hasn't changed much, very frankly. We play this for the right deck. I don't need to explain it very much. 4 perfect guards, we do want to live, and you know what? We can afford an extra bling, so let's do it.
That's right.
But it's still okay as long as you can afford perfect guards in
Correct,
general.
yes.
We also play Falkate. Falkate, when it boosts, you basically choose a card that has a grade that's not present in your soul and move into your soul. So it's a free soul charge 1 for cards for decks like Chrono Jet or Dragon Tree or for anything else. But if you're playing this in Drajeweled, which it's meant to be, it's to fix your 4 specific grades so that you can actually effectively use the skill every turn. And you can use this early turn 1, so why wouldn't you?
Yep, so that's good to ensure.
And then of course we have
The
Brainwash skill when placed soul charge 1, and then whenever you soul charge, if your opponent if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, he gains an additional 5,000 power. So yeah, that's basically about it for what it does. Brainwash, I've heard people say it's not very essential in Drajeweled, and they're correct to think so. But if you can afford it, why not?
I mean, I just still like to use it with, if you need a bit of power, when you use Drajewel's the first Vanguard skill, this basically becomes an 18k attacker, or it's a 23k attacker.
Or
if it's
booster.
Yeah.
So
On the turn it's called, so it's still good.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
And then we have Power Gem.
Yep, so Power Gem skill is that when this unit boosts, if you soul blast 4 or more, again, Drajeweled skill, you can counter blast 1, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, then you can place one of them to your hand and the other into your soul. So what happens is that in the past, I did not play this because, well, counter blast was very scarce in the deck.
Yes.
But now with a bit more space due to Empusa, we will be able to actually play this Power Gem. And it helps sometimes give that, card draw and then fixing soul.
Yep.
So that's good.
That's really good. Moving on to our grade 0s, this is a quick fix. We play 1 copy of Drajeweled Draco Kit. We play 4 draws, because Drajeweled needs its cards. We play a total of 7 crits.
Cause crits.
Because critical triggers are important to win the game. We play a split of heals, just for diversity. And then we play 1 copy of our over trigger. This over trigger is specifically going to be Galmagian. So Yep, just keep that in mind that, it's a nice overtraining. So we play it. The rest of the deck really just builds itself. The only real meaning to you is that we play 4 draws because we really want our pieces to decay or control.
Correct.
And that wraps out our updated Drajeweled deck profile. I don't have to explain much. Drajeweled really has shot up in popularity and meta relevance, especially with Imposa. And it's not because Drajeweled previously was bad. Drajeweled has always been a good deck since set 7. It has maintained rogue status at WGP at the end of last year. It has maintained its fighting stance. It still has a great strategy. It's been really good. But Imposa really pushes the deck in a sense that it physically should not be pushed because you just gave it a second multi-attacker at no cost. So really, Drajeweled, the sky is only the limit from there, and with Michuru currently possibly dying, or maybe even being possessed by the masks, as we know, it's going to be really horrifying to see, but no matter where his direction goes, Michuru needs to remember that, his deck is already pretty solid. So if he loses to Violence, shame on you. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye, bros.